All right. Time to start this off, right? All right. All emptied out. Eventually, I need to actually do things. This is going to burn through this because I have that locked off. Look, they brought the powder back. Decided, hey, no, we've had an animated texture. We can't just phase it out and never use it. We spent good money on getting that into the game as an asset. Anyways, someone got all my stuff in the wrong order. There we go. You're about to go into a vault. It doesn't matter whether it's thunderstorming outside. I don't like it. You can go away. Sleepy, sleepy. Alright. I didn't cross a chunk border, so... Like, I slept there. Should have stopped. Alright. One of these days, I'm going to rearrange everything. I think the rearrangement at the end of it is going to be coins and ores over here, living, gilded, and ornate all over here. Anyways, 3, 3, 2, and 12. 12 is not going to be a problem. The other ones are dependent on finding these stupid chests. Alright. I missed. Ornate. Alright, boys. Page 2 of my simple 12-page guide. No geode. Sad. Saddlebag. Page 3 of my 12-page guide. And that's some echoes already set up for me to get whenever I get out of this vault. Nothing there. Pottery sherd. I swear I already summoned this batch. Because you can't go above and below it and not have it spawn. Anyways, page 5. Let's see, coin piles, wooden. That's coin piles, I'm guessing. That one is something I want. For sure. Small child. I do wish the feedback on that was a little bit stronger. Also, I have no clue what managed to burn up right there. I wasn't watching. Somebody can go back in the VOD and tell me. Kidding. I feel a little bit bad about people watching me the first time. Definitely don't want to have you guys going back for it. Of course, I could always, like, cut these into episodes or something. I'm recording them. Could also just make a VOD channel and stick all the VODs up. Anyways, I don't need to raid every wooden POI in every room, but I should try and get all of the chest ones. Well, all of the special chests. Like this one. I need the dwellers anyways. Still no jars. No ornate secret there. Get your butts over here. Page 8. Pottery sherd. Saddlebag. Dwellers. 2 more for the nonsense, and in theory, if all 5 manage to spawn and none of them jammed out, there should be 2 more coming from my face. They're going to munch on it. One left. Page 9. All right. Mouse movement is not feeling crisp for me. And that's the legendary bounty done. Page 10 done. Butthole's the one that can spawn over there, so that's less helpful. It's just pages. And I will get more than enough chances at pages. It's almost done. I can more gilded. See, that's why I'm not taking the chest with the common. With the rare, early on, yeah. I am slightly annoyed about how much of this is like wood on the POIs as opposed to like some kind of stone or like decorative, a specific shade of the terracotta or whatever. Like, it matters less because some people do Paxel chest breakers by now, so. Page 11. Page 12. I can ignore wooden from here on out. Which is basically all of that. No hidden gilded in the wall for me to even skip there. Wooden coins, I think. Living. there's what? About a 50-50 chance to get the common one when you get a scav item. And there's about a 50-50 chance, like I didn't do the exact math or anything, that you get a scav item whenever you run it. So at least when I had the hammer, so I could like be absolutely certain about that point of interest, but oh well. And like, I don't need a bunch of ornate or anything like that. I don't need a bunch of living. I don't need a bunch of looted. They all were like a couple of things. Key piece 5. Something discounts are great. It was actually like 2 and a bit, but gilded. There's some living down there. There's some ornate down here. That wasn't even the one directly in front of me. That was the one behind it. If you notice the slice. Burger. Not even a new burger. This appears to be ornate. Yep. Like, and yeah, I know that the ornate secrets are like the ones with the highest density of the chests of basically any of the secrets. Not the carves. The carves are fairly well balanced, but the secrets. Ooh, there are some juicy secrets. But, like, for Oops All Commons, it shouldn't take me the secrets just to find, like, the first one. Now, maybe, like, I have to finish it by running into a secret just so that I get the higher density or whatever. Gilded. Living. Ornate. Come on, boys. Get your butts over here. Thank you very much. First jar. Second jar. Like this. Yeah, I need a common focus. Everyone can tell I play focuses so much. Anyways, no ornate secret there. Alright. Upstairs. Wooden. You can tell that wasn't even a shield block there, because it just simply bounced off and fell back down. A shield block would have pinged. Arg. It's really annoying when you don't have, like, people trained well enough that you can do hot mic without somebody potentially walking in and trying to talk to you. It is nice when you get people who are, like, respectful about it. Just don't talk immediately on entry. But then you get people, like, that are doing that, but forgetting to, say, close the door when they leave, so somebody walks past, door's open. That means I can talk freely. Ugh. Okay. Next room. Five minutes to get a jar and a drowned hide. No nefarious purpose to this. wooden. Remember, if you don't have 100% knockback, take advantage of some of Minecraft's increased knockback resistance. Crouch your happy little butt. I may or may not be poor now. Okay, I'm not actually that poor. I've been putting gold and whatnot into the storage system. Wooden. Plus, the champions drop gold in addition. Well, coins in addition. Ornate. I don't have hunter or anything. Ornate there. Doors there. No creeper. Jar! There we go. Alright. We put my manifesto in. We show that I've got a doctorate so that people don't argue with my manifesto. Lunch. And recycle. Dang, missed the pizza night. Oh, look, a relic slot. So useful. Relics cost how much to craft now? Alright. Yay! Ah. Pull this away real quick. Make sure that that doesn't despawn. People keep wandering in and asking me things. I'm doing other things. Alright. This nonsense all gets going here. Nonsense 1, nonsense 2, nonsense 3. I'm unlikely to gather, to find enough ashium. I'm willing to do an elixir. Because what? It takes a empty bottle instead of a diamond to make the, I'm not doing dungeons. I don't need Larimar. Plating is plating. It's at least something I need long term. Don't need Glacial Blast. Alright. Argues that they have to do it that way because of lore. Complains about not liking lore. In you go. Didn't use you last season. I have no guarantee that I'm going to use you at all this season. Alright. Stares intently, stares intently, stares intently. Withdraws. Stares intently, stares intently, stares intently. Withdraws. Alright. Next batch of nonsense. Mod boxes? Mod boxes? No mod boxes. Yay. Oh. That's nonsense. Oh. Nonsense. I'm annoyed that the chipped spruce is a different shade. No velvet. Okay. I guess it probably already deposited, and that's why it's now no longer possible. Alright. Yeah. I know. I need to actually finish dealing with putting away pages or the books. Rooted dirt. Really, I need to redo that section anyways, but that's separate. Okay. Larimar got itself deposited. Not that I harvested a bunch of Larimar. What is it right now that I'm really worried about searching for? I'm still pretty hyped on how many total vault diamonds I've got. I've got 7 blocks worth. I am greatly disappointed in antiques at this point. Points go up, points go up, points go up. Something. What do you mean the points and all that references the bottom? Like, okay, yeah. Most people aren't poking the quark thing. Alright. Bounties. But, like, I'm not getting trinkets. I'm not getting... Like, some of that is, like, I don't have a great chest breaker. I don't have high rarity or anything like that. Like, yeah. What's my rarity? Holding my current tool. 25%. Something. Trinkets become their own feedback loop. Once you get rarity, you get more rarity, which gets you more rarity, which gets you, trinkets. What was the nonsense in this one? Alright. This ended up here. This ends up in here. These end up in here. And, like, you never see the coins, so it's like, how much money do I actually have? Hmm. 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 Well, like, at least I'm not being poor. Like, I'm keeping above 2 stacks. Oh, but you're not having to pay for your bodies. I only die occasionally. Not enough to say I'd be losing a ton. And, like, I can always check what my body would cost. Alright. What, there isn't an easy way for me to report this as a person selling viewers? That's not just a simple, like, 2-click thing so that you can go, hey, they're trying to sell viewers. No? Deep slate, cobble deep slate, smooth basalt, regular basalt. Okay, I don't need that much. I need that much. Then I need carrots, diamonds. And feathers. Chimkin nuggets. And technically I've put some diamonds over here that I'm slowly working through. Okay. That's where feathers are. And eggs. At some point I need to do eggs as well. Bottles. 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 Gunpowder. Alright. Six. One. Alex. Oh. Elixir. Rush. Okay. Uh. I will. I will, like I did last season, simply swim around and stab squids in the ocean. Was this the most efficient way for me to have done it last season too? No, absolutely not. Even when I lived on a platform of wood in the middle of the deep ocean, so that the only thing around me was in fact ocean and a cave way down below that I made a nether portal out of, or in, which honestly flooded my nether with bats, which like was fine. It was fine. Prosperous. That's the guaranteed artifact. Right, because the enlightened is, yeah, thought so. Anyways, they tell me these are free, so clearly I should just be able to go to the center and click and be done. Horde mobs count, so it's free. Coins almost never do at this level. So. But no other point of interest in this room bottom. Means let's check what living gives us. Living gives us something. I could turn on the debug for it. Options. Vault Hunters options. Accessibility. Was it? Vault. On. You know, because I already have EXP loaded there. Horde mobs are worth 3 apiece. Hordes are nothing, of course. You see, and the only problem with coins is because of how they're designed, they're per slice. If, like, gilded or living or ornate were per slice, they would have been just as bad as coins. But they're not. Only the initial break counted. Yep. One of the bug fixing things they don't have right now, if there are elixir numbers visible, for visibility's sake, all other particle effects in the general vicinity, even those that should otherwise be culled by nearby chests or other things like that, are visible, which means one of the things you can do if you want to do elixir, you set it to the debug mode, and this is where it's handy. You can see the particle effects of things like the exit, mobs with souls, whatever these white sparkly bits that sometimes repeat themselves. Turn-ins in the next room over. You know, only the most important things. Campfires that are part of other points of interest. Lava balls. You know. Pylons. God altars. It's only present in Elixir, and only while the numbers are present. Because of an override that got set for the numbers to always be properly visible to the player. It's an accessibility feature, right? X-ray vision is an accessibility feature. Anyways, tanks never vary. Tanks are basically always 10s because they spawn so little. They're allowed to always count heavily towards the elixir. Like, like, I'm kind of glad they made the mixed dungeons, but can we get the wooden barrels back in these? You know, they always drop like a mod box or something like that. Get what's the motion effect? Absorption hearts. Because honestly, a health buffer, like late game fruit card EXP runs, absorption potion is potentially one of the strongest things for that, because the absorption effect is not dependent on your max health. So as long as you avoid any of the effects that do what you call it, do true damage directly to your health, which there's like one or two in particle effects in the mod pack. But they're few and far between. Living. How did you find this out? Well, like, obviously, at some point I turned on the accessibility feature, because sometimes accessibility features aren't just for those who have no clue. And sometimes it's nice, because guess what? The accessibility feature gives you access to numbers that you don't normally have. Tens? It can be quite helpful to know, hey, those are tens. Because the difference between like a 10 and an 8 might be relevant. Yeah, ores don't give much. Each wooden chest is the same as one horde mob, so if you're actually trying to complete right now, stopping and mining a wooden chest is 100% not worth it, even with a full 8 vein mine, because you don't get any naturally spawning wooden with a higher density than that, even potentially inside the pixel room, without catalysts. No light up there. That's coins, so it doesn't help. And, like, I'm not hurting for coins. We already showed that when I put all of it away. Something, something. The orbs are a liar. Where they're saying 10 there. Because it's only giving me 9. That's only giving me 9. Something, something. Josh math. Something, something. It's not the amount of orbs. It's the size of them. Oh no, I can't heal because I'm out of mana. My box? No. Helps that I didn't, say, empty my bag and actually identify all the stuff. So, bag's currently extra full. Alright. Next room, next room. Yeah, like, it's free. Especially because I rolled these guys. What, it's only 1,300 of those I would have to kill if I did nothing else in this entire vault. But you see, I also am still getting the 3 times more effective tanks when I can't control it. Which means tank spawners are technically worse still because, what, you can get 1 to 3 tanks. Watermelon. Something, something. Skyvaults was based off the fact that you could, collect a large amount of various resources to then farm more resources just by going into vaults. Speaking of, now that I'm done, like, look, I've got a pickering. Well, I've got a pickering equivalent, and those are chromatic logs. If you know the cost to craft the chromatic logs, like, they're nice. They're better when... Anyways, this is not an efficient way to fight these. I'm just being silly. But if you know the cost of these, you know this is in fact a cost-effective and efficient way to stock up. Like, you got a whole theme here. They can absolutely go ham on. Like, $110 logs? Ooh, at a lost bounty to pay attention to. Alright. Anyways, that'll be nice to send in the mail. Empty, that's empty, that's wooden, which, out of the way, boys, I am looking for mod boxes. Because I'm not far enough into the game to really effectively modify vaults to take advantage and, like, really crack down is searching for mod boxes. Sure, I could just run some elixirs. I get a little bit less out of the crate, but I don't have to focus on anything else as long as wooden chests roll a decent amount. Especially if I can get not only mod boxes, or not just wooden to roll, but horde mobs in whatever theme to roll. Of course, I couldn't tell you whether or not that Gilded 7 was actually a 6, because of Josh math or whatever. But my guess is the reason it says, like, 10 but then goes up by 9 is it's actually, like, a 9.7 something, or where it rounds up, but the actual number on the elixir is rounding down a bit. Because if it's not 100% integer values, which, like, I would have to sit there, pay attention to that while doing mod box, while doing vaults, which, like, obviously I can. That's what I've just been doing, right? But you stop getting the feedback up near consumer lodestone, because, like, Right, I need to turn off that stupid alarm. Like I said yesterday. It's no longer relevant to go, hey, they're getting back from school with their graduation tomorrow. Which means I should figure out when the graduation is tomorrow and plan accordingly if I'm going to play. If. Okay, when I'm going to play. Yeah, the one time you get the best view of the Elixir debug viewing. Oh, my beloved. All right. Have I managed to get myself distracted enough that I'm dying? No. Let's go turn off that stupid alarm. All right. Something, something. Elixir complete. Magnet currently dying. It's fine. It's got a little while in it still. Yeah. Kill dwellers. No, I'm not hunting the runes. It's a really good run. Worth quite a lot once you can get set up. Submit netherite. Assassin mobs. Those are oversized, not undersized. Living chest. Sure. Hordes and dwellers, hordes and dwellers. Yep. Once they converted this, very needed to, what you call it? 2 crates, like he had said he was going to, 2 tiers, while leaving, yeah, like, this weekend, it's somebody else's problem. 111 chromatic logs. There's someone else's problem now. You went through so much trouble to farm those. Yeah, for someone else. They are going exactly where they're supposed to. Can you tell me which vendor I bought? That's right. Bought ones always have variable sizes, which can mean that they are larger than the ones you would craft, or every single one that drops in the vault. Is this reasonable? Probably not. Is it going to get fixed? Probably not. This is why I don't tend to buy too many things in the hopper. Too many things in the vendors that are variable size. Something, something. Doing elixirs seems to get me better loot. No, my power source. I hear supposedly you can do it by a heat source to the side and not just straight down from it. Supposedly. But yeah, I should set that up at some point. How much of the nonsense goes away? Not nearly as much as I would like. Can't quite do the same thing with these because their leaves are these things. The warped and the warped wart and the light. But I can put in a 2. Bonk. Too tall. Then have to craft another stack of whatchamacallits. Redstone torches! Yes, that's the one. Limited barrel 2. We're going to make it pink. We're not going to make it flat. I like having the recesses. Pull the lever. Wrong lever. Okay. That's nonsense, 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 nonsense. This becomes dark oak planks. Nonsense. The rest of this stuff exists someplace. Okay. Nonsense. Like, do I just start doing elixir for a while? It would not be a bad idea. Do elixir instead of scav. Because what? The difference between 3 fruit pieces and 2 fruit pieces is rather insignificant. 2 packs versus 3 packs. Especially because, like, how much are you using the deck? The deck is giving you a little bit more vault silver, which you're not even noticing, and some vault diamonds. And the giving you some vault diamonds is dubious because you're not doing living runs. You're not doing dungeon runs. Ooh, red adjacent. Let's go with this one. Blue diagonal doesn't count itself. Blue row. Blue adjacent. Oh. Alright. Honestly, I should probably just be like, this says item quantity. This says item quantity. Blue diagonal, which means it's not even compatible with the other blues I already have there. Because I got blue row here. Not that I'm especially fussed about what? 5 mana between this and this thing. Because just as well, like a little bit of movement speed. A notable amount of mining speed. Heck. What is 1% cooldown? It's like, honestly, And if I put this here, and then like that, or something. Because what? I didn't have any green row cards. I set this in the blue diagonal. Look, I've got some item rarity now. 6% item rarity from that. 3%. Whatever. Because it doesn't count itself. 4%. 4.4%. Item rarity. Whoa. .5 attack damage. Yeah, like... in trying to rein it in, like... it's introduced a little too early in the pack for, like, really good effects for, like, getting people to like it. It's an extremely powerful thing late game, but for, like, there's so many things that are only late game in this pack. This is a mod pack that takes 13 hours to ramp up at speedrunner playing. And, like, late game, yes. You get absolutely busted late game. You are supposed to get absolute busted late game. That's the point. The early game is supposed to be about giving excuses for making the ridiculous farms that all the influencers are making on their servers. Because the size and power of these farms, some of which are like, okay, based on the work, it better be giving you 16,000 skulls every 22 seconds. And other cases, it's like, the amount of work for this is what now? Stackable raid farms are how easy? Which, like, honestly, it's a little bit of a good idea that they got rid of those, but not for this mod pack. This mod pack is stuck in the past. Means the sins of the past cannot be overwritten. Just like the sins of Forge can't be overwritten. So you can't actually make the lava cast one because it will burn down your scaffolding as you're building, because Forge was like, why shouldn't scaffolding burn? And made a significant game-changing decision that applies to anything built in Forge. Not for any good reason. Like, if you think it's a bug, okay. What does Mojang say? Does Mojang say that scaffolding not burning is a bug, or is it intended behavior? Because if it's intended behavior, then it doesn't matter what your opinionated little butt building mod packs is saying, because you can say that all you want, but, like, it leads to worse gameplay. You know why it makes worse gameplay? Because some of the cases where somebody might use scaffolding that they don't want burning is also cases like, hey, if all scaffolding burns like that, it becomes very easy to grief, and in large contraptions with a large amount of scaffolding, you can create world-size update ticks. Well, not full world, but ones that are large enough to trigger the game crashes from updates. And if the fire tick is what does it, it doesn't count as a player one. And what happens when it's not a player causing something to update like that? Right. We call it update suppression. When it's a player, and otherwise, it's a hard crash to desktop. Alright. Only an hour and a half so far. I've gotten 2 vaults in. And I got a absolute crapload of things to identify. Let's start here. Phylactery. I'm going to use that like a hole in the head. Something elixir. Z3. 6.6 mining speed. 7 mining speed. 5 mining speed and some immortality. Mining speed, item quantity. And whatever the 7 trap disarm. Z3, Z2. Technically, that's the most item quantity you can get on one, but yeah. Item quantity is harder to get a hold of than item rarity. Ooh, trap disarm. You are the weakest links. Goodbye. Alright. 12 and 3. What? Living rare wand. Epic magnet. Epic magnet is probably worth rolling a bit. Living wand gets go in the box. Boots aren't replaceable yet. Helmet's replaceable. Because helmet's almost dead. And I'm not especially worried about effect duration because I don't have anything really that's at a duration anyways, so just the crap roll on that sword there. Reach mining speed, item. %1 to 40%. Almost max reach. The mining speed could be better, but that's getting greedy. Batch 2, fancy boots. Fancy pants. Crit hit resist instead of mana. Same rarity tier. So pants are worth rolling. Boots are probably not worth rolling. Alright. Ew, just walk. Why am I trying to do that? Want health. resistance, armor. Okay. I can't do anything with these except for enchant them. It's a far less repairs, higher armor rating straight out from the beginning, crit resistance at a mana. I'm honestly not hurting on the mana. The mana regen is potentially painful, but there's not much I can do about that. So those survive. Effective avoidance would be good, but that's a significant amount of mana regen, especially if I'm going to be doing that with pants. Alright. Ugh. Honestly, I hate the fact that it's like mid-game, you stop getting enough scrap to really paint the at some point I'm going to have to get emeralds actually like automated somehow. Commit you to the deep. We thank you for your service. I want to figure out whatever nonsense this is. Hard frag chance. Okay. Yeah, companions have gotten worse. Like, yeah, you can pick, but they've gotten worse early because all you get is the ult. And it takes you 8 finds of random things. You can't get lucky anymore. Too much, like... Yes, yes. When everything was only RNG and you couldn't get anything but random chance and it was all really bad, like... Yeah, it could feel bad. It meant that, like, the crafting systems weren't good or things like that. But when you then go and, like, nerf any chance of the gamble being good, okay, not any chance, but a significant amount, like, you can't manage to roll yourself a loose little bit of, wooden companion relic or whatever. You have to craft it. No chance of finding it, no chance of recycling into it. Since everything is handcraft, but the drop rates are the same. You don't have loose trails and whatnot, and like, yeah, it stacks properly now, which means late game looting is more efficient, da 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 da. I mean, this is why you made the blacksmith capstone a craftable one. Sure, it costs quite a bit. Let's see. What else? I need to figure out where in the world I put my ink sacks. They're probably in the room that I haven't bothered to do anything with yet. Four ink sacks. Like I said, I will go and stab squids for them. Charcoal, coal, seeds, and sand of any sort. Dolphins. Squids. Thanks, Dolphin. That helped me kill the squids so efficiently. Fins. Like, to be fair, I very much might... Yeah, I already have the ink sacks I need. So I could just warp my butt home. Oh, now Oh, you're not spawning me in the ceiling this time? Really? Swear every... In you go, ink sacks. Sand? Sand? You expect me to have sand? Who in the world has 19 sand? This is my pocket sand. It goes in my pockets. It stays in my pockets. I'm supposed to give it to you? Ha-cha! Pocket sand. Anyways. Nonsense. Nonsense. Seeds. Sand. Nonsense. Seeds. Charcoal. Or coal. Did I bother moving charcoal over here? Yeah. That compressed. Cool. Something must have been stacked funny. There's charcoal. 1, 2, 3 of this. Still need these, still need that. But that requires Crystal Cave, Mine Room, or a very, very lucky paint drop. Alright. What's pulling ahead? Not Tubium. Oopa. Oopaline. Oopaline does not betray me. Don't ask me why those are apparently the same, the same. Look, the progress bar. Should it technically be in the other direction? A charge up, not a charge down? Maybe. But that's an aesthetic design choice. Okay. Am I feeling up for another vault after this anyways? Rabbits, potatoes, buns. Like it's not hard to make that recipe. Yeah, I think we're just going to call it a short day, which is look, it happens. Don't have to call it a short day, but I think I will. Because the nonsense is not going to get lighter. And, like, yeah, I'm otherwise set up. Also, just so I'm absolutely certain that I can do whatever I want when I log on next. What do you mean I can't sit this in any slot with that one? Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. What the reroll give me? Faster focus cooldown. Heart fragments. Yeah, it wasn't health. I didn't think it was. Because health is the green heart. Anyways, I should take the deck with me too. None of the trinkets are ones I'm caring about using at the moment. In theory, I could just throw chromatic powder on, which I probably should. Because the only thing it's competing with right now is a lack of anything else. And two things I don't tend to use. And, like, I could go to the prismatic feather mobility. I like doing that sometimes, but it's its whole thing, and, like, you have to get yourself used to it, and I don't think I've got the material wherewithal to maintain that. It's pretty annoying when you go from using it to not having it available, because there's a difference between not having it available and choosing not to use it. But yeah, let's call that there. A little over 2 hours. At least 2 vaults. 3 vaults? Uh, several. At least a couple levels. 2 levels. Got some echo today. Got a trinket today. Swapped up some of my gear. I've got more living again. Well, I've got the same amount of living. I've just got a better result on a living. I can't do anything else with it, but technically I worked on my storage. Not neglecting my storage. I could start making power more effectively. I just need to put magma and then get some kind of water source flowing into it, which you can handcraft the little faucet, or like I could go through the effort of finally unlocking routers because I like routers. But I'll call that there. Bye.